Group of Wine Kids, this is Dr. Callahan with week 15 Thursday. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys had a good week. So these are your following 3 questions for the warm-up blog for week 15 Thursday. Keep in mind that your warm-up blog is going to be due on week 18 Friday for 300 points. So it's critically important that you actually have this done. So pause the video and answer the following 3 questions. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to kind of go back to our lesson on piecewise function, which means you're only graphing a line, but we're only going to be using pieces of it. So at the end, you might have like 4 different lines, but we're going to use little pieces of all 4 of them, and you're going to push them together to create a graph called piecewise functions. So, look at the inequality sign for the limitation, because that's going to tell you whether you're going to use which piece. And remember, if there's no equal sign, it is an open circle. But if there is an equal sign, it is a closed circle. And then if it's eating the letter X, you're going to use the right side. If it's not eating the letter X, you're going to use the left side. All right. So with that said, I'm going to have you guys just jump right into your guided notes today for week 15 Thursday. But your notes are actually on week 14 Friday. Yes, you heard me correctly. So you are going to go to week 14 Friday, and it's actually notated right here as well on your guided notes on the bottom left corner. I know you're like, well, what do you mean 14 Friday? It is. It's on week 14 Friday, you guys. So make sure you take a look over here. Week 14 Friday is where you should be at. And you should have the first page that looks like this and the second page. So at the end of this lesson, you want to make sure that you have both of these pages done. Take a picture and then upload it, and that's how you're going to earn your points in class today. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to go over a few of these with you guys, and then you are going to do this on your own for the rest of them. But there are, I believe, 14 questions. I don't remember. Hold on a second. Let's go back and look one more time. There are, yes, 14 questions, and we'll start with question number 1. Okay. So you should have this on your guided note template. And once again, for week 14 Friday. But today is week 15 Thursday. I know that darn Thanksgiving just kind of messed everything up for us. All right, you have 2 different graphs, okay? The first one is starting at 1. So we're going to go ahead and start at 1 right here. Put a dot. And then if you look in front of the X, it's a 2 over 1. So you're going to go up 2, over to the right 1. So up 2, over to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1. If you run out of space, you go down to the left 1, down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. Now you want to look at the inequality right there. So there's an equal sign, so it's going to be a solid dot, okay? And do you see how it's eating the letter X? So you're going to use everything that doesn't be on the right side of that dot. So here's my line. So connect your dots, draw the solid line. But then remember, you're only going to be using pieces of that. So which piece of that? You're going to be at 1. So start at 1. So when X equals 1, it's going to be a solid dot. And it is going to be the right side. So this red piece is the only part I'm going to use. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the rest of the pieces because I'm not going to use them anymore. That's the only piece I'm going to be using. All right, so there's your first piece of your piecewise function. Then I'm going to take a look at the second equation. And notice the second equation, you have an x squared. X squared is something called a parabola. And it is just a happy face like that. So this happy face is going to start at 3. So you just go 1, 2, 3, put your dot right there, and then draw your happy face like that. Okay? But once again, you're not going to use the entire happy face. You're going to use a piece of it. So which piece? Well, take a look at the symbol right here. This symbol means that it is going to be an open circle. And it's not eating the letter X. It's only eating the number 1. So you're only going to be using the right side. I'm sorry, the left side, just kidding. So at 1, you put an open circle, and I'm going to use the left side of this. So then I'm going to erase the rest of the picture. And that's that. That is your piecewise function. Okay. Next, what's asking is for the domain. Domain means how far does it go to the right? Well, as the graph gets bigger, it's in the continuum going on the right, so it's positive infinity. How far does it go to the left? Still want to keep going, so negative infinity. So negative infinity to positive infinity is your domain. Now with a range, it's a little bit different because you're asking yourself, how far does it go up? Well, positive infinity doesn't ever stop. But then where does it stop going down? And it looks like it stops right at 3. So I'm going to put a 3 right there, but I'm going to use a bracket because you're including 3 because there's a solid dot right there. And that's your first question. Okay, now I want you guys to take a look at question number 2. And I want you guys to pause the video and give it a try. Okay, hopefully you already finished it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the answer. And this is what mine look like. And again, you're only going to be focusing on the red pieces of this. Okay, so ignore the green and the blue. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at question number 3. For number 3, you have 3 pieces. So this one is going to be a little bit of a challenging one, but you guys are super smart, so you'll be fine. So looking at this right here, it's a happy face, and it's starting at -1. So -1, draw your happy face. Now, I'm not going to be using the entire piece of this, or the entire thing, just pieces of it. So given the fact that there is an equal sign right there, it's a closed circle, and you're only going to be using the left side because it's not eating the letter X. So closed circle at 0, left side. And we're going to go ahead and erase this. There we go. Now let's go ahead and graph the second piece of this. So I'm going to start at -1 right here. Now your inequality or your equation is going to be up 2 over to the right one. So up 2 over to the right one, up 2 over to the right one, up 2 to the right one, up 2 to the right one, and draw your line. Keep in mind, we're not going to be using the entire piece of this graph. So if you look over here at 0, it's going to be an open circle. At 5, it's going to be a closed circle. So at 0, open circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, close circle. That is the only piece in the use. I'm going to erase the rest of the blue section. So there's my 2 pieces. So I'm getting closer, you guys. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the third piece. The third piece is just y equals 3. And because it's just 3, it's just going to be a horizontal line. So just count 1, 2, 3, draw your dot, and there's your horizontal line. Now you're not going to use the entire piece of this orange piece, just open circle at 5. And because it's eating the letter X, you're going to go over to the right side of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, open circle, right side. And you can erase the rest of the other ones. And ta-da, that is your piecewise function. Now for your domain and range, ask yourself, how far to the right does it go? Looks like it's positive infinity. How far does it go to the left? Negative infinity. How far does it go up? Well, this arrow is going to keep going, so positive infinity. How far does it go down? To -1. So domain is negative infinity to positive infinity. Range starts at -1 to positive infinity. And that is your answer. Okay, you're going to go ahead and do number 4 on your own. So give that a try. Pause the video, do it yourself. Okay, let's move on to number 5. For number 5, be careful because you have absolute values right there. And if you take a look at the absolute values, what absolute value does is any negative number goes inside there, comes out to be positive. It's always going to be positive. So if x equals -2, -2 minus 1 is going to give you a -3. But when you take it out, it's just going to be a +3. So that's my first point. -2 up 1, 2, 3. Next one. -1 minus 1. That's going to give me a -2. But remember, it always becomes positive. So my next point is -1, +2. Third point, 0 minus 1 is a -1. But because they're an absolute value, it's a +1. there. Next one, 1 minus 1 is going to be a 0. So it's just going to be 1, 0. Right there. And then the last one, you have 2 minus 1, which is just a 1. So your next point is at 2, 1. Do you kind of see the shape of where this is going? If you connect the dot, you guys, it's just going to be a V shape right here. And if you look at it, where does it start? It started at 1, comma 0, because this negative 1 means it's going to be 1 to the right side. 1 unit to the right side. And just like when I said x squared is like parabolas, absolute values are V-shaped. So just keep that in mind. All right, for number 6, I'm going to have you guys pause this and I'm going to have you try it on your own. Okay, I hope you guys tried this one, but if you take a look inside here, if it was a negative 1 and we went 1 to the right, then a positive 2 means 2 to the left. And so I go 2 to the left, and my V shape should look something like this. And when you finish your chart, it should look something like that as well. And your point here is negative 2, 0. All right, let's take a look at number 7. So number 7 is a little bit different. The graph's already graphed, but what they were asking you to do is figure out what these answers are right here. So essentially what it's asking you is that when x is equal to 2, what is y? Well, let's see. X is 1, 2. What is your y value? That looks like it's at 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks at 4. So I will just say, okay, my answer is 4 then. Next one, when x equals negative 1, what does y equal to? Here's negative 1. Where's your graph? Right there. Well, it looks like it's at negative 1. So that is your answer. It is going to be at negative 1, comma, negative 1. Just like the first one was at 2, comma, 4. Okay. Next one, when x equals negative 3, what does y equal to? Well, when x is at 3, 1, 2, 3, look at the graph. It goes all the way up here, and that's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the location of this is negative 3, comma, 5. And that's it. Locate the points of the 3 dots, and you're done. Okay. Let's take a look at question number 8. I'm going to have you guys try this one on your own. I know it's a little scary because there's like a solid dot right there and an open dot right there, but give it a try and see where you come out to. Okay, let's go on to number 9, and I'll go over this one with you guys. So this one's saying when x equals 2, what does y equal to? So let's take a look. 1, 2. The graph is right there, and it looks like it's at 3. So my point here is 2, comma, 3. F of negative 1. And the way that you read this, you guys, is f of negative 1, okay? This is actually something you're going to continue on doing if you ever decide to go into pre-calculus. So this is kind of like an interesting glimpse of that, which is a junior, senior level class. When x equals negative 1, what is y equal to? Well, let's count. Here's negative 1. Uh-oh, you have 2 different locations here. But because this is an open circle, you can't count that one. You could only use the one that has a solid circle. So that is going to be at 1. So this location is negative 1, comma 1. When x equals 0, what is your y equal to? Well, when x equals 0, so here is 0, it's right there, and that's at 3. So your answer is 0, comma 3. Okay, so if you need to go back to question number 8, feel free to do that and maybe change a few things. And I'm going to proceed on and move forward to question number 9. Or I'm sorry, not question number 9, number 10. We just did 9, duh. Oh goodness, and now I have this crazy. Okay, let's take a look at question number 10. Question number 10, I'm gonna have you guys try it on your own. I know it kind of looks like a parabola, but it's not too difficult. So go ahead and pause the video, take a look at it. Ask yourself, when x equals -2, where's the y equal to? When x equals -3, where's the y going? And when x equals -4, where is your y value? So pause and answer. All right, let's take a look at the answers. You should have 4, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, -2. There you go. All right, question number 11. Let's try this one together. When x equals 2, what is y equal to? Well, here's 1, 2. Again, open circle doesn't count. You have to go to the solid circle, and that's at 3. So this one here is 2, 3. When x equals a 3, where is the y located? Here's 1, 2, 3. Look at the graph. It's right there. So same one, 3. So this one is 3, 3. Next one, when x equals a 4, where is the y located? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, open circle, so don't count it. You gotta go to the solid one, and that's how 1, 2, 3, 4. So your answer here is 4, 4. And the last one, when x equals 6, where is the y located? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? It's an open circle. There's no other y with a solid circle. So just DNE. Does not exist. All right, let's take a look at question number 12, okay? So there are 4 parts. First one is, you notice how it says F, 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 F. Well, here's F. This one's G. This one's H. Well, since all of them are F, I'm not going to use this one. I'm not going to use this one. So just cross it out and don't even think about it. So here it's saying you use 3. The answer is 3 if x is less than or equal to 0. So what that means is that anything that is going to be from 0 and smaller than 0, like -2, -3, all the way to -infinity, -5, you'll be using the top one, okay? Now, x is greater than 0, so if x is bigger than 0, like 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4, all the way to positive infinity, your answer will be 2. So let's give this a try. When x equals 2, what is y equal to? I see 2 right here. Y equals 2. That's your answer. Here it says when x equals -4, what is y equal to? Well, where's -4 here? It looks like it's in the purple one. So that's going to be a 3. When x equals 0, what is your y equal to? Well, where do you see the 0 here? I see the 0 right here in the purple, which is the first equation. So your answer is just going to be a 3. And lastly, when x equals 0.5, what is y? Where do you see 0.5? I see it right here where the blue is, so my answer is 2. Now, I would like you to go ahead and give number 13 a try on your own to see if you're able to do it successfully, which I'm sure you will be able to. Okay, so let's take a look at this then. Here is number 13. Oh, you know what? Whoops, hold on a second. I totally deleted it. Hold on a second. Let me go back to this. Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. So for question number, or for number 13, take a look at G, 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 and G, because you're only going to use this one here. And go ahead and give it a try. Are you ready to check your answers? Here they are, 13, 4, and when G is equal to 0, I see 0 up here, the first equation. 0 plus 5 is just 5. When X is 3, I see it up here as well, right there. So 3 plus 5 is 8. So those are your answers. All right, guys, last one. If you take a look at the last one here, everything is age, so cross these ones out. Looking at age, X is less than or equal to -2, so you can do -2, -3, -4, -5, all the way to -infinity. Okay, that's the first equation. Second one, X is greater than -2, so that's saying like bigger than -2, but not including -2, like -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to positive infinity. So once again, you have two different equations. You have the bottom equations in blue and the top equation in red. Let's take a look at the first one. When X equals -4, which equation are you going to use? Well, I see -4 right here, so I'm going to use the top equation. So 1/2 of -4 minus 4 is a -2 minus 4, which is a -6. Next one, when X equals -2, do you see in the blue or the red? I see it right here in the red. So once again, 1/2 times -2 minus 4 is a -1 minus 4, which is a -5. When X equals -1, what is Y equal to? Well, let's take a look. When you're looking at this right here, if it's -1, I see -1 right here in the second equation. So you're going to do 3 minus 2 times -1, which is this equation right here. So 3 plus 2, and that gives you a 5. And the very last one, I'm going to have you guys go ahead and try that one on your own. All right, you guys, that is basically it of piecewise functions. And so your exit ticket today is show me your fingers. Below is an image of a hand. So I want you guys to go ahead and draw your hand. Whoops. So if this is my hand, I'm just going to draw it right here. Okay. Wow, those fingers look really fat. I want you guys to shade to represent the understanding of today's lesson. If you don't understand it at all, don't shade any fingers. If you totally get it, then shade everything, including the thumb. And then on the palm of your hands, which is right here, okay, explain why you shade in what you did. Lastly, what I want you guys to do is this part right here. I want you guys to watch this video right here. Be careful, it's a capital X, capital K, capital E, lowercase d-a, okay? And then jot down 5 examples. And that's basically it. So then when you guys are done with this, just keep in mind that I would be requiring you guys to upload your work onto MS Team, because now that we're on virtual learning, that is something you have to do all the time. So I'm going to share with you guys what you have to do. So here is your MS Team. You want to go to algebra. I'm going to create the assignment for you guys. And create, oops, no, I don't want that. Back, create assignment. And this is going to be for week 15, Thursday. Algebra 1, semester 1, piecewise functions, day 2, because this is the second day we talked about this. Okay, and so your instructions here is just to view assignment, watch video, comment, fill your guided notes, take photo, and upload. Okay, I'm just gonna put it out of 10, and it is due by Thursday at 11:59 p.m. and you'll be getting those points regularly. So then what I'm gonna do here is I am going to If you're at home and you didn't get the brand new, guided notes, make sure you either come in person and I will have them out there for you guys on a table, or what you can do is you can go ahead and just print it out. Or if you're like, I don't have a printer, that's totally fine. You just need to write on a separate piece of paper and then just turn it in. So then what I want to have you guys see here is that I'm going to upload the template for the guided notes for today, for week 15 Thursday, as well on the MS Teams. I just need to make sure I get this done. So week PDF. Some of you guys might not have a PowerPoint, so I'm gonna make sure I save this in a PDF. Okay, so then let's see, where's my MS team? Give me a second. Okay, so here's MS team. I'm gonna go ahead and add the resource. Let's upload it from this device. And here's your guided notes. Done. And assign. Let's just, for kicks and giggles, make sure that everything is there and you have it. And remember, you need to go ahead and view the assignment in order to be marked here. So make sure you guys are doing that, because that's all that I basically rely on, okay? And I'm gonna make sure that I add the guided notes here just in case you guys don't get it. Okay, it's uploading. All right, so you should have your assignment ready to go. As always, you guys stay safe and healthy and take care. See you guys next time.